The questions I get asked a lot about the V6 4.0 Mustang is the fuel economy. Is it really better than the V8? Is it worth having a V6 instead of a GT and to save some money on gas? And it's not a simple question. This is the original window sticker for my particular car, 4.0 5-speed, and then you can see here that the EPA ratings are 19 in the city and 28 on the highway. And EPA figures back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s were not very reliable, but they changed their testing procedure and supposedly they're more accurate now. So, are these figures reasonable to expect? And the answer is yes. I typically get around actually 21, 22 at the low end, and usually up around 24 average for just normal driving on around town stuff, 2-lane country roads where I live, and that sort of thing. And on the highway, I'll show you in a minute what I was able to achieve on a recent trip. I saved that information. But for the most part, yes, you're going to fall somewhere in this range. Now, I've gotten as high as 32, I think, in this car on one trip, but I was really trying to eke out the gas mileage. That was an experiment I did to see what I could actually achieve. But it was a lot of very light throttle and not a coasting and so on. So, I mean, it's not real world. So, we'll move on to that, but that's the EPA rated mileage, and I'll show you what is possible on the highway. But keep in mind that that's just highway. That's not going to be every day. And it's very long distance going through a complete tank of gas with almost all interstate driving. So here's what I got on the highway coming from Tennessee back to Pennsylvania on Interstate 81. And this was with the air conditioning on, running at 70 to 75 miles an hour most of the time. I was able to get 28.4. I had it as high as 29.0, but it didn't last very long when it started to go back down again. So this is the possible highway mileage that you should be realistically able to see. And then the regular in-town driving around normal mileage is going to be significantly less. Typically, I see 22 to 24.